Public safety is essential for good quality of life in every state. Our state law enforcement is integrated with local authorities. They provide sheriffs and police departments with resources and expertise the locals simply don't have. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is superb. And our Bureau of Narcotics was nationally recognized by its peers this very year. You know, the year before I was elected governor, the state had cut drug enforcement budgets by 42%. Now we've got that straight out. I see some legislators in the crowd. I just want to say, I appreciate the support of the legislature for getting state law enforcement back to where it should be. And in fact, we're having a new trooper school right now. Scott Miles and Giles Ward, who represent Neshoba County, thank you for being part of that. You should also know our corrections department was cited as a national model for penal reform by the other corrections departments in the United States last year. Our state's recidivism rate, the rate of the percentage of the people we let out of the penitentiary who commit crimes and come back, has fallen to 30%, which is one of the lowest in the United States. Now, obviously, I am proud of a lot of the results that have been achieved in the last 8 years, but I want to say I'm not the one who deserves the credit. Governing is a team sport, and we got a great team in Mississippi, from department and agency heads who lead well and manage well, to thousands and thousands of dedicated, capable state workers. I don't know how many of you were around to look during Katrina to see those state employees whose offices were wiped away, who went and set up shop in the parking lot out of the trunk of their car to deliver services for people who were unemployed or for the elderly. And we owe a great debt of gratitude to our team. And I want to emphasize a part of our team that we don't see every day but means so much to us. That's our congressional delegation. Senator Cochran, Senator Wicker, our House delegation, including your Congressman, your outstanding Congressman Greg Barbour, who represents us. With all that, Mississippi still has a lot of big issues. And I hope this fall to talk to our citizens about some of the big things that are left to be addressed. But right now, let me close by discussing what I consider the most important responsibility facing the new governor. He must be the chief economic development official for Mississippi. Government doesn't create jobs, but government establishes a business climate, a tax system, workforce development support, logistical and other infrastructure, and a lot of other things that lead to jobs being created by the private sector. We need some government employees to provide these functions we've talked about, and some others. But private sector jobs drive prosperity. Government has no money to hire anybody except for the money it takes from you, the people, and the businesses that belong to our people. Bigger government leads to a smaller private sector and fewer private sector jobs. And it is private sector jobs on which our economy rests and on which our future depends. Last month, according to the U.S. Department of Labor, Mississippi had about 2% fewer people working than at our peak. Yet per capita income was far higher. Indeed, in the last 7 years, per capita income for Mississippians increased by 30.3%, or about 4.25% a year. That increase ranks our state 15th in the United States. Incomes will continue to go up this year in Mississippi despite the national recession. Why? One reason that we have succeeded at our main goal for the last 7.5 years, and that is to replace lower skill, lower paying jobs with higher skill, higher tech, higher paying jobs, and that's obviously has succeeded. You know, for decades, businesses came to Mississippi looking for strong backs and low wages. Now they come to Mississippi looking for strong minds and are willing to pay for them. An example occurred just yesterday. General Electric Aviation announced it would build a new facility near Elliston. Its 250 employees will do advanced manufacturing with advanced materials, composite jet engine components. It's strongly supported by our research universities and by our community colleges. And I vividly remember the news conference held in 2007 when GE Aviation announced they were going to build their first plant in Mississippi. The vice chairman of the board of General Electric, one of the biggest manufacturing companies in the world, said GE would build a plant in North Mississippi and, quote, "This is the most sophisticated manufacturing General Electric does anywhere in the world," he said. And he chose to do it in Batesville, Mississippi. Now their experience in Batesville is so good, they like our workforce so much, they like their relationships with Ole Miss and State, and particularly the University of Southern Mississippi's Polymer Institute, that they're building another plant in Mississippi. That is the news story of Mississippi's economy. Toyota chose Mississippi in 2007. It was the most sought-after economic development project in the United States. And this fall, they will roll off the first Corolla from their new plant at Blue Springs, which will employ 2,000. At the same time, 6 of their suppliers will be fully operational, employing another 2,000 in our state. And it will grow from there. Nissan, now expanding again in Canton, got us into the southern automotive manufacturing zone, and auto manufacturing has become a huge part of our present economy and of our state's future. Likewise with aerospace. With not only GE Aviation, but EADS, American Eurocopter, and Raytheon, Aurora and Stark Aviation, Rolls-Royce, Northrop Grumman, and of course Stennis Space Center with Lockheed Martin and all that goes with it. Aerospace has become a huge factor in the growth of Mississippi's advanced manufacturing with advanced materials. The last big manufacturing and resources piece of the economic plan in Mississippi is energy.